Welcome back to Crave, benvenuti a Crave. I'm thrilled to kick off this season celebrating Italian culture, Italian American lifestyle, of course, 49er football. I'm here in studio with Alex Lopez. Buongiorno, Alex.
Buongiorno.
And as a part of Italian Cuisine Week, we have the talented actress Gaia Mencagli. Let's get started.
So how are you doing this morning, Samantha?
I'm good. We have a lot, a lot of things to talk about today.
I know. This
Right?
past weekend for me was pretty crazy. It was very much go, go, go because I got to be with my best friend again, Maya, and we celebrated Halloween in November. It was Halloween weekend for us. And then in November. And then the next day we went to a concert, and then Sunday was my nephew's second birthday party. So it was a very go, 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 go weekend.
Yeah.
During the bye week. It was a good bye week for me. So I will say that. But,
That's great.
Yeah.
He also was Maggie, my little niece Maggie was also her birthday, 3 years old, I can't believe it.
Her and my nephew Tachi have the same birthday.
Same birthday, we always remember.
We always remember.
Yeah. And what else? Well, today I would like to share something, actually. I have a special quote, actually, I made it. Or I wrote, whatever is better to say, a quote I wrote. After I had a conversation with couple people, bilingual, that, asked me how you can do that, right? So this is my quote. To all bilingual journalists and storytellers, don't let anyone hold you back because of your accent. It's a strength that brings something real and diverse to your stories. Your voice reflects our communities and inspires others to share theirs, making journalism more inclusive and true to our world. Embrace your accent. It's what makes your voice powerful. Believe in yourself. That's why I really want to share that.
I think that's very important because for as long as I've known you, I feel like that has been a theme. And I think some people need to hear it. I don't think enough people, and it's for people who maybe need that advice, number one, but also for people that aren't as open-minded. I think in this business, it's a lot of the same old, and not enough people adjusting to different things, which can be great.
The reason why it's important for us, because I'm here. And I'm not here only talk about, of course, Italian lifestyle, the community, Italian community, the 49ers with Alex, but also we're here to give an opportunity to other people to share, where they want to kind of make themselves better. Yeah. And I got a call, into some people that say, oh, I love what you're doing, but I don't want to send any resume out there because I'm Hispanic, this person told me. And I said, what that means? You speak two languages. Because I have an accent, in the Bay Area, they're only using people native. I say, no, that's not true. If I have any opening, I will love if you can join our team, actually. Yeah. So that's why I thought about, I meditated on, and I say, I need to write something to share with other people, because we're talking about equality, diversity. Let's also, don't forget who you are and where you're coming from, your roots, right? Right. Because you give an example yourself. You don't speak Spanish, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me why you don't speak Spanish.
I don't speak Spanish because when I was little, and this goes for me and my brothers, I will give my brother Josh credit because he's learned a lot. But me and my oldest brother, Ralphie, we still don't really speak good Spanish. And that was because when we were little, our grandma basically told my parents, I don't want them to get teased.
See?
And now it's kind of one of those things where my grandma the other day, she was actually like, you should learn Spanish. And I was like, I know. I want to also. But I do for multiple reasons, and one of them really came from when my grandpa passed away. It's like he didn't speak very good English, and so of course I would have these, conversations with him, but I think about how different it would have been if I was able to speak Spanish and I was able to communicate with him. But I think for people that, experience that and kind of want to push down their light, it's like, no, like that's the complete opposite of what the world needs. You need to kind of show who you are and show that you can bring things to the table. It's like that is such a gift.
Right.
And it makes me sad though too, especially in a community like ours where there are so many different cultures and so many people that come from different walks of life, and they feel like they have to hide who they are.
I know, that's why I was surprised that she shared this with me, and then I walk with something and say, okay, what I can do for for myself, for my team, and also for this person just walk away, I need to do something, because also I experienced something very similar, Alex. So to me, it's very important to help people that come from a different, different country, different background, to embrace their accent.
Yeah.
This is who they are. That's why we want it. First of all, San Francisco is all, if you look around San Francisco, it's so diverse.
So diverse.
There is a Chinese community, the Italian community, the Spanish community. There's a lot of Russian. There is French, we are all over the world. So it's important. It's important. Of course, you have an accent, but also you need to get educated, get your degree, go to school, get what you need, and then you have, you have something in your hands to show.
Yeah.
So, and it's important to be connect with your roots.
Very important.
So important because this is who you are. Like, I'm telling Alex all the time, connect with your Hispanic roots. You have to, because this is where your, grandpa, grandma is so important. And I have people came to me say, "Oh, my grandma was Italian, but we were not allowed to even, learn."
Yeah.
Now I will like to learn Italian. So
I think that's a lot of different like cultures. That's a lot of the thing is like when they were younger, it's like, oh no, like don't learn it, And now it's kind of like you should learn it. You need to learn it. You have to learn it. So
yeah, you have to learn. But still, out there is true. There is still people with closed mind. So you kind of have to. You just have to find the right person. Of course, if you come on Crave, of course we will be open the door for you. But there is other place out there. I don't want to.
You just gotta know and find the right people.
The right people, yeah. Be open-minded. And don't also take people insecurity yours, because sometimes people maybe they don't want it because maybe they felt the same way when they were little, and they put their their own things to you. So be careful with that.
Yeah.
So that's I think for me, one more time, embrace your accent. It's what makes your voice powerful. Believe in yourself. Today on Crave, we are excited to welcome Gaia Mencagli, a talented actress bringing her one-woman show, Stories of Eggs and Flour, to California for Italian Cuisine Week. Gaia performance takes us on the journey through time, transforming everyday moment into powerful stories. Catch your show in San Francisco, November 11, 14, and 17. Don't miss it. Ciao, Gaia. Welcome to Crave. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. And I'm here in studio with Alex.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Gaia, Stories of Eggs and Flour is such a unique title. Could you tell us what inspired the story and how it connected with Italian cuisine culture?
Of course. So, Stories of Eggs and Flour, of course, the inspiration is egg noodles, egg pasta, because it was the main course that my grandmother used to make. So the story of the eggs and flour are the stories of my grandmother, and the way I remember her in the 14 years that I met her, which were the last 14 years of her life. It was in her kitchen, and she used to live in the apartment below where I grew up. And one of her favorite things to do was to prepare gnocchi, ravioli, fettuccine, like all of the above, like a very stereotypical grandmother. And we would be delighted with those meals. But I knew that her life was much more than those years, her final years. And so I wanted to go back in time and to tell a story that it's simple, like eggs and flour, but also can take so many different shapes and forms.
Wonderful. I can't wait to see the show. We might come over to see you.
Yeah, I would love that.
Mm-hmm. So Nonna Rosa, take us back to the key moments, like World War II. How does it feel to play such a deep character, and how do you prepare for each change?
Yeah, so it's pretty wild to try to embody my grandmother, and it's also fantastic because I feel I get to know her much more than what I did when she was alive. And I have used different methods, like music, for example. Like I have chose around 5 key moments, which are those moments that I find describe very well a specific point in her life. And I have helped myself with music to try to go into that situation, into that time. And then I try to connect with those actions she did. So like the action of making pasta, or the action of dancing, or the action of folding sheets. So trying to embody those movements that I know she did. And then also it has been funny to, like you mentioned World War II, she was 30 years old when that happened, which is about my age. But she was hiding in a church under a bombing with a child in her arms, right? So very different life perspective. So I can only try to imagine, and then I feel that she guides me too. Like, you know, it's like before every show, I have always a little conversation with her before stepping into character. So yeah, I hope something bigger than me gets involved in it.
I love
That's
that.
beautiful.
That's
I love
beautiful.
it.
You got to connect with her. She's still watching you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I really feel so sometimes. Yeah.
You've performed in Italy, Denmark, and now in the US. So, how have your experiences in these different cultures influenced the way you tell the story when you're on stage?
That's a good question. I think my first response is that I do a mix of storytelling. I mix up different styles because I actually studied theater in Humboldt County, Northern California, and then in Denmark, and then now I live in Italy. And um, I think I have an innate desire to mix different styles that allow different kind of people to connect with my storytelling. So I normally don't stick just to dramatic or comedic or physical. I kind of blend interaction with the audience, and then it gets dramatic, and then all of a sudden it's surrealistic, and I think I kind of put together what I have learned from different places, and I've realized now I have done 3 solo shows and many collaborations, but in the solo shows I see my style, and at first I was kind of like, what is this? And then now I'm like, oh, I guess this is my style. You know, so I really feel the influence of all the places I have been in the kind of vocabulary I use. Yeah.
I love it. Such a beautiful, beautiful things you're doing actually for also the Italian community. Your work connects culture and open dialogue with the community. How does this impact your show?
Well, I think I always try to talk about something that I feel there is a need for, and I believe that if have this strong need, then somebody else in the community has it too. So I kind of voice something that I feel is lacking, firstly in my life, and then I find that resonance in the greater community. For example, with stories of eggs and flour, I really believe in the traditions, which family tradition, like pasta making is a tradition of my family, but also of Italy. But it's the act of doing it by hands without any machine. It's kind of like analogical way of doing things. I feel is something we need in our time, and I find that then the community that sees the shows comes and tells me about their traditions, and it opens up that space for family and tradition. And I have done, for example, a show about the menstrual cycle where I collected stories about it from women from all over the world. And that was an action of community. And then after I have done this show, I have had so many men and women coming to me, telling me their experiences of their first period or of their girlfriend, whatever. And so I feel connected in the community in the way that it happens that I touch some thematics, then the audience feel compelled to come and talk to me about their life, and it kind of creates like a platform that maybe was missing or something.
So
Yeah, I
interesting.
know.
Yeah.
Have you had like a favorite show where something like that has happened after, or like an experience where that's really stood out to you?
A funny one. I was also in the U.S. last year with Stories of Eggs and Flour, and there was this guy who came and had to share his tiramisu recipe with me, and he just had to like tell me
Typical.
how he does his
I love
tiramisu,
it.
and find he found me on Facebook and sent it out, and he was like, "Send me your recipe." And then in Italy, I've done the show in my grandmother's town, like where I grew up too, and there were all the people of the community who knew her, and that was very very touching because people would resonate with the stories, and they were like thanking me for bringing memory back to life because they had shared memories with her, and so me talking about it or making space for it um, had it gave them an opportunity to relive what their past. So yeah, two very different examples, but just to give an idea of the range of
No, that's amazing
Doesn't
though.
I know it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
could you give our listener a little taste of Story of Eggs and Flour, and we will love to hear a short monologue.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be from when she is young and hopeful and in love, and it's gonna be very short, but yeah. He should be here any minute. He promised me he would take me on a bike ride. Oh, I really think he's the right man for me. For every question, he has an answer. And he also loves reading. Anche la Divina Commedia. He told me that if I move back to Roma, then he could become a carabinieri again and follow me. Oh, I can already see him in that uniform with those blue eyes. Maybe we will get engaged. And maybe I can bring my little sisters with me. And maybe La Signora Vivaldi would be much nicer and she's gonna let me do only the cooking and not all of the rest. Now I have to go back to my pasta. I have to find out. I mean, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? So if I find out how he likes his fettuccine, if it is with meat sauce or tomato sauce or pesto or pumpkin or mushrooms, or then if I find out, then maybe we could. Oh, I wish.
Wow.
I can't wait to see you.
I know, me too. I'm
Right?
like, keep going.
Let me remind the dates, November 11, right? November 14 and 17 in San Francisco. Don't miss Gaia. I love it. Yes.
Oh my gosh. We're going.
We are going to go. The
Yes,
last
of course.
question. Gaia, beautiful, by the way, what you just did. Beside acting, what's a passion that truly drives you?
I am a nature lover, so like I like winter bathing, walking in the woods, hiking, whatever is being outside, picking olives, whatever is outside in the sunshine or rain or weather. Yeah, that's just makes me feel alive and roots me throughout the chaos of touring and everything else.
That's beautiful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And I can't wait to see you in San Francisco. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much for
Gaia.
having me, and I'm so excited. And yeah, hope to see you there
Yes.
in California.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you soon
We
in
can't
California.
wait. We can't
We
wait.
can wait. Yeah. See you soon, Gaia. Ciao, grazie.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao, grazie.
This episode of Crave is sponsored by Alice Becker Inc. a family-run business with over 30 years of experience in the fashion industry. They offer unique clothing for every age and size, always going the extra mile for their customers. Visit them in Nevada or online at www.alicebeckerinc.com.
Thanks to our sponsor for supporting this episode. Now, Alex, what's going on with the 49ers?
I'm going to be so honest right now. I have not been this excited about 49ers football since the beginning of the season.
She's wearing her hat.
I'm wearing my hat. Actually, I haven't been this excited maybe since before the Super Bowl. I'm kidding, I promise. Honestly, as a fan, I just feel very rejuvenated from the bye week. So I can't imagine how the team is feeling, especially when we have so many players coming back, like John Feliciano, Jake Moody's coming back, Juwan Jennings, and I don't know, maybe the best running back in the National Football League, Christian McCaffrey. Just, the tiny little player that, is going to impact the entire rest of our season. Also, I have to mention that Dre Greenlaw was also at Monday's practice and did some running on the sideline with his helmet on. So he'll also be back before we know it. I just feel so excited. The bye week last season, I feel came at a time where we really, really needed it. And I feel like this year's did as well. Of course, it's a little different, but I hope we go on the same type of winning streak like we did after last year's bye. Also, I have to say, it is so funny to see my opinion change every single week on this season. Honestly, how I feel about the Niners is different every single week.
That's what I thought about too.
When episode 8 came out last week, we just beat the Cowboys. So I was feeling really good and confident about the team. And then I went and watched the episode where we're talking about the Chiefs game and just the mess that it was. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, you're so dramatic, calm down. But I know I wasn't the only Niner fan feeling that way or even feeling this roller coaster of emotions. I will say that I do feel very confident in this game this week. Watch that come to bite me in the butt. But we're going to be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are coming off of a short week after playing the Chiefs in Kansas City. And also they went into overtime as well. And so that's a really short week, and they ended up losing. So, with the Chiefs, don't get me started. But also tell me why I forgot they played in the Super Bowl. I forgot Tom Brady, was their quarterback. And, I love them so much for beating the Chiefs. That will always be Tom. Honestly, I love Tom Brady now because of that.
Did you hear about his ex-wife, Giselle?
Giselle?
She's pregnant again.
Yes. Did you? I love that
I love her.
He made this like really dramatic Instagram story where he posted like a photo, like I think of the beach or something, and then the song "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac.
Probably so sad.
He's probably really devastated.
I know that. That's actually sad. Yeah, probably it's gonna be. Also because he has 3 kids with her.
Yes. No, 2.
Oh, 2. You're right. Sorry, 2 kids.
The only reason I know is because Natasha. Well, not the actress who plays Natasha in Sex and the City and Tom Brady, they have a kid together. So that was his first kid. And then he got with Giselle and they had 2 kids. Yeah. So, but good for her. I feel bad for Tom. But I'm very excited to listen this back to segue. I'm back to this is our mind. This is how it works. I'm so excited to listen to him because the past couple Niner games that he's done has been at Levi Stadium. So I'm at the game as well, so I can't hear it. And I record the games, I do. But I'm not going to watch the games that we've lost. And I'm pretty sure every single game, which makes me kind of nervous, every single game that he's done on the Niners, we've lost. So I'm kind of like,
oh no,
I'm nervous. Tom, please be good luck for us. But, you know, just little, see, this is my roller coaster. Here we go.
I think it's going to be good.
And finally, for today's update, the trade deadline is today at 4 p.m. Well, when we're filming this, not when it's uploaded. And I hope John Lynch surprises me and gifts me and the rest of the fans DeForest Buckner. But I'm going to be so honest. I really don't have any expectations. Like, I don't think we're going to trade for anybody. I think it is what it is. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Alex, with the key player returning, how do you think the team's fresh energy will impact the next game?
I think it's going to be very good. It's like kind of a light under them has been lit under them, and they're, going to be like, okay, here we go. Like, and I think it's been like that for a while with kind of the Kyle Shanahan era is like you have the first half of the season that doesn't really go so well, minus last season, but you have that kind of, it doesn't go the best. And then the second half is really where things kind of get rolling and you kind of get on that speed of like, okay, here we go. Especially, and I think that's how it should be for teams, honestly. I mean, of course, you look at a team like the Chiefs that's probably going to go 17-0, let's be honest. And you want that for your team. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out like that. But if I had an option of, okay, do I want my team to be good at the beginning and then fizzle out in the middle? Or do I want my team to be not so good at the beginning and then really get into it? I'm going to pick the latter because that's good while you're going into the playoffs and doing all of that.
I love that. Your perspective change week by week.
Yes.
Like we said before.
Single week.
What's been your biggest emotional roller coaster as a 49ers fan of this season?
I mean, see, this is the thing. I hope, and I really, really hope that it will just be from the Chiefs game to like how I was with the Cowboys game. Like, I really hope that's going to be the last. It probably won't be. Like, we're about to head into these next couple games where, for example, week 12, we're playing the Green Bay Packers, and they are one of my least favorite teams in the league, and we'll get into why a little later on in the season. I mean, as 49er fans know, they're already our rival, but there's a little bit more to that for me. And so that game, I know I'm just going to be very on edge the entire time. So I'm definitely going to be going through a roller coaster of emotions for that. But I hope the biggest one has already happened. So I'm just hoping that I'll be a little bit more positive throughout the rest of the season. See, I'm not making any promises. I can't. Being a Niner fan, there's no promises in that. But I am really positive right now with how it's going to go.
Me too. I can't wait to hear everything else and to see it.
So next week, is going to be very special. I'm going to have a very special guest kind of break down the game with me and Samantha, so I'm very excited for it.
I can't wait to meet him.
Thank you for tuning in to our 10th episode of our 5th season. Follow us on Instagram at crave.show and tune in every Wednesday for a brand new episode. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe.
And be sure also to check our website, craveshow.com. See you next week for the next episode. Ciao, a presto, ci vediamo next week.